Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're talking about something that I feel might be controversial, but honestly, in my own opinion, I feel very strong about this. So I was just watching actually a video recently by Wayward North, and he made this video, and it was really good. You should go check it out. But I was gonna make it anyways, so let's just jump right in. So today's video is all about this camera right here, the A7IV. Hands down, I think the A7IV is probably one of the best on the market for your money hybrid cameras. And what is a hybrid camera, or what is a hybrid photographer like myself? Well, that's somebody who does photo and video. About 50% of our weddings is about photo and video. We try to push photo and video for our company, not one just to make extra money, but also because it's super important, because we work with our team. So when we do photo and video, 90% of the time I'm doing the video and I hire a photographer to shoot the photos. And then I'll take some control and some creative direction when it comes to portraits and whatnot. But for the most part, I'm doing video all day, and I'm just hiring my associate to shoot the photos. And if you're not familiar, I do have a podcast called The Photographer Diaries. We talked about this recently, about building a team of associates, building a team of photographers, or just a creative network. And this guy is that. He is my network. He shoots almost all my weddings with me. Super talented. We'll talk about that another day. So jumping into the A7IV, the A7IV has been on the market for, I think it's over a year now, 2 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. And this camera, seriously, what do the kids say these days? Slaps, right? This camera slaps. It is just a beast of a camera. I'll show you some B-roll and I'll put some specs on the screen here. But I've been using this camera pretty much since it came out. I've been very camera jumpy. I shot with the Canon R6. I've shot with the Canon R5. I used to shoot Fujifilm, and I've never really been stuck to one camera brand. But one camera brand that I always find myself going back to is Sony. So I shot with this Sony A7 III for about 4 years, and I was waiting for so long for the A7 IV to come out, but it just wasn't there, and I was quickly outgrowing my A7 III. So what I ended up doing is selling all my Sony stuff, and I went over to Canon. I bought a Canon R5 and a Canon R6. Didn't know which one I wanted, so I bought them both. And after shooting for a while, the R5 to me was just, it wasn't a hybrid camera. It was very slow. You know, to switch back from photo and video, you had to push so many buttons. It was like 3 or 4 buttons just to get to the, you know, the video mode. So I ended up going back to just buying another R6. I sold my R5. I bought the R6, and I felt like that was a great combo for so long. And then the A7 IV came out and had everything that I wanted. It had 4K 60. Even with the crop. And honestly, for me, I'm going to be partial because I do not mind the crop. The crop to me is a benefit. It gives me extra reach. I don't shoot very wide anyways. The widest lens I have is a 20, and I usually only use that for photo, and that's when I'm taking reception photos. And it's perfect because with the crop, you get like almost a 35 equivalent. Like you're at like a 32 something. But it looks great. So I never bothered me with the crop. It, you know, 24 megapixel, or actually this is 30 megapixels. And I feel like that is like the sweet spot. The files aren't too big. Now with their update, you can actually lower those by doing like shooting medium file or small file RAWs. And the colors are great. Honestly, I just recently switched from shooting as Cinetone, which I absolutely love. Like if I'm doing any kind of run and gun style shooting, I'm probably shooting on Cinetone because the colors are so great, and you don't have to do much post-processing, but you also get the flexibility with a little bit of good dynamic range from that. But I have switched over to shooting S-Log 3. I've been heavily color grading a lot of my films, and The S-Log 3, honestly, it's just so easy to color grade. Throw it in Final Cut Pro. I actually throw on an RE LUT for the Rec 709 conversion, and from there, almost I barely have to touch it. It's so good. I'll show you a little sample of that right here, and yeah, man, it's so hard because I don't want to dive into like all these technical things on the camera. That's just not me. If you want a more technical review of this camera, you could definitely check out Jared from Wayward North, or Who is Matt Johnson. I'm sure he has plenty of videos with that, but this is just something I just wanted to talk about, how good of a hybrid camera this is for photo and video. If you're somebody who does both, buy the A7 IV. Actually, here we go. Why I think this camera is the #1 hybrid camera, and it's the most simplest thing on the market. This. That switch to go from photo and video in just a flick of the switch, it's like that sells it. Like this makes this the ultimate hybrid camera. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk about the camera a little bit. If you're looking to buy a camera right now in 2023, I highly recommend the A7 IV. Just jump straight to that camera, skip the 3. And if you have an A7 III and you're thinking about upgrading, I would highly recommend it. If it's not quite in your budget and you're still killing it with your A7 III, maybe wait a little bit. The price might come down, but it's worth the upgrade. I'll tell you that. Just to have that switch on that camera, that's pretty much why I bought that camera, is because of that switch, and that was it. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a comment, subscribe, hit the like button, all that stuff. You know the deal. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.